Alright, good afternoon, friends. So, I'm going to try to keep this brief. You know how that goes. One thing that I try to show people here on my channel is that these artists they're giving you a spiritual message that's wrapped in a physical message. It's just the same way that the Bible works, right? Because this is, it's what it's about. It's poetry. It's allegory, metaphors, all those things. And so I have found a poem, you could say, that without a doubt many of you will know exactly what it is. But this is exactly the point that I try to prove to people. So the way that this works, right? When people make music, they don't just sit down and throw words on paper. That's not how that works. Usually what happens is there's a long period of essentially meditation, right? And this is a little bit to do with the entire point of meditation. So when you go to sleep at night, your conscious slips into your subconscious, okay? And this is a really complex topic, but your conscious slips into your subconscious and you dream that you are somewhere else, or you're viewing somewhere else, because the body itself is a manifestation of the subconscious mind to begin with. So what happens is when you get to a state where you consciously have no desires, right? When you alright, let me try this a different way here. So if you sit still, which a lot of people have a really hard time doing, if you sit still, relax your mind, relax your body, see how long it is before your mind starts wanting something. You might want to grab a drink or food, or you want to grab a cigarette, or whatever it is that you may or may not want to do. Whatever. Sorry. When you get to the point where you could sit any amount of time and never want to reach for anything. You are content in the silence, in the relaxation, in the inner peace is what it is. When you get to that point, your meditations begin to become basically sleeping while you're awake. And so while you're awake, your conscious will slip into your subconscious. Ask me how I know. Your conscious will slip into your subconscious and you will enter something like a dream. And this is where visions come from, prophecy comes from. It's when you enter into your subconscious mind, and I'll give you another song after this one that kind of proves that point. When you do that, there is no lie, there is nothing false within the subconscious, although everything that is within the subconscious. So they're able to pull out from the subconscious mind these magical messages, and these messages don't come from the conscious person here on earth, the you, the persona. They come from the inner man. And so you might notice that a lot of music, it's just strange if you listen to it. That's because a lot of music is directly from the inner man to you. It is a message to you, because the inner man, there's only one of. The outer man is an extension of that. There's billions of outer mans, but there's only one inner man. It's like we all share him, if you want to say that. That was a strange way to put it. Sorry. So, this is words from the inner man to you. Hey you. You already know what it is? Okay. Hey you, out there in the cold. Remember, this isn't literal, okay? And that's whatever. This isn't literal. This is metaphorical, and it's illusion and allegory. It's poetry, okay? Hey you, out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old. Can you feel me? Can you feel the inner man? Hey you, standing in the aisles with itchy feet and fading smiles. Can you feel me? Shit. Hey you, don't help them to bury the light. Don't give in without a fight. Hey you, out there on your own, sitting naked by the phone. Would you touch me? So I just want to pause here, and if you go to one of my videos about the code of many colors, sitting naked is you're not lying to yourself, you're standing in the truth. You have nothing to hide. By the phone, this is something that comes up in these songs a lot. There's always a mother, a phone call, water. There's these repeating themes. So the phone is when you've gotten to that state where you can sit peacefully in peace and enter into the subconscious mind. That waiting, that sitting, that is your phone. It's really hard to describe this stuff, but it's a phone call. It's like putting the phone to your ear and waiting for the answer, right? Except in this case, in this meditation example here, you're sitting in a state of peace and meditation and waiting for the inner man to come to you. It's fascinating stuff. So, hey you, out there on your own, sitting naked by the phone, would you touch me? Hey you, with your ear against the wall, same exact thing, waiting for someone to call out, would you touch me? Hey you, would you help me to carry the stone? Open your heart, I'm coming home. But it was only fantasy. The wall was too high, as you can see. No matter how he tried, he could not break free. And the worms ate into his brain. This is the negative mindset, the mind of this world. The worms is essentially corruption and bitterness, anger, envy, death. The worms ate into his brain. Hey you, out there on the road, always doing what you're told. Can you help me? Hey you, out there beyond the wall, breaking bottles in the hall. Can you help me? Hey you, don't tell me there's no hope at all. Together we stand, divided we fall. Now obviously this is Hey You by Pink Floyd. But as you can see, there's clearly a spiritual message in there. So let me stall here for a second while I get these other lyrics up, so that I can continue on with this message here. And while I'm waiting for that, I want to take a moment just to come on. Okay. Just to make this point of something that I have noticed, and this is possibly the reason why society gets worse and worse, right? Which is evident, self-evident, really. If you just look around, it'd prove itself. It's because people lose the ability to perceive these poetic things, okay? They take everything literally, and the more things that they take literally, the worse things get around them. It's like they've killed their imagination and all things good. And we'll talk about that hopefully later today in my video called The Whore Named Society and the Restrainer, which, alright, so let me share this with you. This is the same thing. It's a song. The lyrics have a spiritual message. So, hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again, with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. So we know what this is, right? In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. 'Neath the halo of a street lamp I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sounds of silence. Fools, said I, you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said, the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence. Now, clearly there's a spiritual message in those words. It literally mentions the prophets and this neon god that society makes. So yeah, that's that. I guess I'll see you guys later when I try to get this other video in. Of course, every time I say I'm going to focus on YouTube and I'm going to really get in here, and every time I just get 10,000 phone calls and can't even sit down for a few minutes. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. I love you all.